What's going on, Port fans? Welcome back to another video on the channel, and today we're going to be talking about the succession plan. Josh Carr and Ken Hinkley in the succession plan for Port Adelaide's coaching role in 2026. New details have emerged just today about the fact that Josh Carr is going to be unveiled as Port Adelaide's next in kin coach next year. It's been talked about for a while, it's been rumoured, it's been discussed in all sorts of manners. And the highly anticipated Port Adelaide coaching role has always been a topic of discussion, especially amongst Port fans throughout the last few years, in particular with poor performances in finals and results not going our way, and obviously everyone's favourite man, Ken Hinkley. But it's just been revealed today by Matt Turner at The Advertiser that Josh Carr may be unveiled as Port Adelaide's succession coach after Ken Hinkley before round one. Now, this doesn't mean Josh Carr will be coach in 2025. This purely means that he will be unveiled as Port Adelaide's coach for 2026. I think the way they're doing this is they're going to give Ken 2025. Obviously, whatever happens is going to be a masterstroke or a genius move if he wins the flag, or if he doesn't and we fall out of the eight. Then Port Adelaide already have in place a coach ready to go no matter what happens. Ken looks to be that he won't be coach in 2026. So we're not sure exactly when this will occur and if this will be announced at all or if it's purely speculation. But regardless, the rumours are going around that yes, and according to obviously Matt Turner from The Advertiser, that Josh Carr will be coached in 2026, or will be announced at the very least as the next in line for Port Adelaide's coach. Now, we obviously know succession plans have been long involved in the AFL, some successful, some not. Obviously, we've seen Nathan Buckley take over from Mick Malthouse. We've seen Simon Goodwin take over from Paul Roos, and just recently Dean Cox has been taken over from John Longmire, who it wasn't really obtained that it was in fact a succession plan at Sydney, but it was unveiled after the grand final. Now, Port Adelaide has long stressed that there has not been official handover or any handover plan of the sorts, but I think ever since Josh Carr turned down the Fremantle job and has turned down multiple roles since, including the Richmond one just recently, I think you could tell that this one is pretty much a succession plan. Now, whether it's next year or not, Kenny's out of contract at the end of this year, so you would highly suggest that he will not be coach next year, depending on results. Obviously, I would assume, even if results do go the way of Port Adelaide in 2025, you would suggest that Josh Carr will be coach in 2026. This is a very interesting and very highly controversial topic. Port Adelaide's coaching panel has been a highly controversial one, and one that Port fans have demanded change, and we've seen the boos after games. Especially last year against the Brisbane Lions at home in that game where we were all the 2004 games and got absolutely pumped on the park. But this to me, is something that I'm not sure how to take this sort of direction. Announcing you have a succession plan in place ready to go for Ken, whether it's next year or not, is very odd at this time of the year for me. Does it take the pressure off Ken? Does it allow him to have a free pass in 2025? I'm not sure how this looks. I'd love to hear the feedback from Port fans, because I definitely just feel like this is something that I can't get my grip around of why this would occur pre the series. Like, no one has never really announced a succession plan to be active, or a handover of the keys to the Josh Carr, if you know what I mean. But I look at the poll that's on the Advertiser's website here, and a lot of people have voted yes already, and that's over 400 votes within the poll on the Advertiser, and I'm sure plenty of people have done that since. Whether it's voicing their own opinion on social media or at games, or, a lot of people sit in the basket of let's just get rid of Ken now, and they're the highly vocal. I don't know if that's minority. I know a lot of people are quite vocal, but everyone continues to support. So it's very intriguing, this plan. It's interesting news, because it's just one I just can't wrap my head around. If they announce it before round one, what are they trying to achieve in that situation is my question. So obviously, if you weren't aware a bit of Josh Carr's background with this, he's been coaching at ThePear. He was an assistant coach in 2011 to 2015 in development. He's obviously been a player at Port Adelaide. If you weren't aware, for you youngsters out there, he was a player at Port Adelaide between 2000 and 2004 and came back in 2009 and 2010. He took the reins at North Adelaide and won a premiership in 2018 with North Adelaide, and was an assistant coach at Fremantle from 2020 to 2022, and has been at Port Adelaide since. When he was signed as an assistant coach in 2023, he was touted as a potential subject of change at Port Adelaide after that dreadful 2002 season. And obviously since then, Port have made a straight sets exit and a prelim against Sydney. It's been highly touted that he would take over as the next coach. I think everyone's sort of been well aware of that. And, ever since succession plans have been in vogue in the AFL, I think he was another one that was definitely going to be, it wasn't public, but it was definitely always going to be a situation of a matter of when, essentially, with Josh Carr. So, other examples are Sam Mitchell with Alistair Clarkson as well in late 2021. These people take over after being in the system already, developing a system, developing their own regimes. And I think having Josh Carr there already, he's the midfield coach. He's not really the senior assistant. He's just the midfield coach with a senior assistant authority. So I like the idea of the succession plan. I don't like the idea of announcing it because it doesn't achieve anything. Because if you announce it, then are you giving a ploy to say, oh, well, we've got a coach incoming. Ken can do what he wants this year. What if we are 5-10 at round 15? Will you pull the trigger? Does it occur already? Or is it a free pass for Ken this year? It's quite an interesting thing. But Josh Carr has a lot of things going for him, and I think everyone's sort of been excited about the prospect of him becoming a senior coach. So we'll wait and see. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments, though, because this is something that's very intriguing and one I'm definitely going to keep a watchful eye on, especially with just over 30 days to go to round one, which is getting very exciting. Let me know, Port fans, in the comments below your thoughts about this one. Josh Carr has the support of me. Josh Carr has the support of David Koch. Josh Carr has the support of Ken Hinkley. Does he have the support of you? I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. And should Port Adelaide shop around? Should this actually be a thing? Let me know. This is obviously not an announcement. This isn't anything but an article, but I thought it'd be quite intriguing to bring it to the floor to see what you guys think. So thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you're new for plenty more Port Adelaide and AFL content to come your way. Check out the bold predictions from the glass table that came out only yesterday, and make sure you just continue on, keep on pairing, as they say. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Anthony, and as always, start the car